God bless you, my brothers and sisters. This is Bishop H.L. Jackson. I'm coming to you with good news. God is giving me a book that's going to revolutionize your life. It's going to change your life forever, revolutionize your life. Listen, he's giving me a book, Sex in the Church. This book, Sex in the Church, is a very powerful book, and it's meant for everyone in the church to read. If you are at least 18 years old and older, you need to read this book, Sex in the Church. It's only $5. Listen to some of the subjects and we addressed in this book is, I'm not going to do that anymore. Oops, I slipped. I know I was wrong, but I'm not strong. Number 3, look what they're doing in my church. Number 4, I've been acting like a bad boy, but I'm still a God man. Some preachers said I've been acting like a bad boy, but I'm still a God man. And the next one is, look at what's going on at our church. And the next one, subject we're going to address, I should have joined this church a long time ago if I would have knew that this kind of stuff going on in here. Next one, Lord, I need help because I can't help myself. And the next one, I am tired of being alone. And then the next one is, Lord, until my husband find me, her husband, he'll do. Now let me read you some excerpts from this book right there you need to go into. It says, from the very beginning, I want to make it clear that sex is not a dirty word. Sex is not sinful. Sex is an act that is in compliance with God's first commandment he gave to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. After he blessed them, he told them to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. He did not tell them to have a house full, neither did he tell them to have a city full. He didn't even tell them to have a state full, nor did he tell them to have a continent full. But God told them to have a whole world full. You know, that's something. God told Adam and Eve to have so much sex, in other words, that they might fill the whole earth. And to fill the earth, starting with just 2 people, that was some kind of command. God tells them to be some real Energizer bunnies and Timex watches. As we all know, Energizer bunnies just keep on going and going, and Timex watches just, we all know them for taking a licking and keep on ticking. Man by nature of his flesh does not want to comply with most of God's commands. However, God put such a reward in obeying him in this command that man has been like eager beavers at work doing what God has commanded him to do, morning, noon, and night. That lets me know that obeying God in all things would eventually make man happy, but being fruitful and multiplying, we receive instant gratification. It feels good. Yes, it feels good because God, not the devil, but God created the feeling you have when you are fulfilling his command of being fruitful and multiplying. The devil knew that with a feeling like that being given out by a man obeying God, he would not be able to make anyone disobey God when it comes to this command. So the devil must have said, I can't stop them, so I will join them, and I'll pervert them and convince them to have sex my way. That is, with anything and anybody that they can get their hands on. He tells them to disregard restraint that God has given to us concerning sex, just between husband and wife. But the devil gives his sinful altar call of whosoever will, let him come. Yes, come with whosoever, whatever, whenever they want to. So the devil will have people raping and molesting children and having homosexual relationships involved in bestiality and many other perverted sexual acts. They will not, that I will not mention at this time. He tells them all to do it. Do it, do it until you're satisfied. Truly, this personifies what I've heard in time past in business deals when they tell me the devil is in the details. He He's in the fine print. Sad to say, this attitude of the devil have crept over into the church. This is why I've written this book, because this subject needs to be addressed, because so many men and women of God are involved, and children of God are involved in sexual activity, not knowing the consequences. They hungrily burn for the pleasure of the day and for the minute. They plunge into the pool of adultery and fornication, not heeding the stern warning that should be given to everyone before you make this life-changing decision. Yes, just one time of committing fornication and adultery will change your life forever. You will never be the same. I've heard men of God say to the congregation, when you leave this meeting and go home, you will never be the same again. They were right. They were right, because some of you went to church, married men, married women, but before you got back home, you were adulterers and adulterers. Some of you went to church and you were virgins, but before you got back home, you were fornicators. The preacher was right in your case. I know he did not mean it that way, but he was right in what he was saying, but you were wrong in what you were doing. God bless you. Get this book. Get this book. Go to my website, www.thankgodfortheword.webstarts.com. That's thankgodfortheword.webstarts.com. Get the book, read the book, and enjoy this book. This book is needed for this day and this hour. This is just part 1. Part 2 is coming, and part 3, I got it in 3 parts. This is only $5. The book's only $5. Go to the website and you can get this book. Now I have another book here I want to just show you, and this book is God's Recipe for Success. Why Should I Speak in Tongues? And also my book, Fasting and Prayer, will get you what you're hungry for. God bless you. Read and let your life change in Jesus' name.